Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in to this channel. Please go ahead and subscribe, like, put on post notifications, and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about Trump tariffs, the USA economy. We're gonna be looking into how these tariffs is going to impact three major players: Canada, Mexico, and obviously China. The tariff that he's looking to charge is about 25% tax on imported goods from different countries such as China, Canada, and another one, Mexico. But pretty much we're gonna dive deep on some of the industries that these countries predominantly dominate, pretty much. And just pretty much see how it would impact the U.S. economy, right? So coming up first, we're going to be talking about the great country of Canada. Canada is a major player in the fuel and oil products. Looking about $100 billion worth of imported goods. So I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be good with Canada relationship because the Prime Minister and Trump is like this. So I feel like they are going to do great business. They're going to move. They're going to keep moving the ball forward, and I have no real worries about Canada coming on board with America and moving this great country forward and helping them move their great country forward as well. So we're looking about $11 billion in plastics. Those plastics consist of raw materials and things of that sort being imported in the USA. About 11 billion. Third one up the list is wood, right? Wood products, another 15 billion right there in imported goods. Obviously, it's Canada. They're very big in wood products and the wood industry. But I don't have any. Also, the Prime Minister in Canada, the Prime Minister and Trump got together for dinner, and they sat at the table and pretty much talked about the trade relations between the country. Had a great time. It looked like to me they had a great time. They're looking to do more business in the future, as well as they talked about the drug trafficking problem in the north. They were talking about he talked about the illegal migrant crisis that's going on as well up in the north as well. So, and the Prime Minister backs 100% of all that. So I feel like they're good. They're good standing. Canada's going to keep moving with us, and we're going to be great with Canada. Now, Mexico. Now, we might get a little bit with Mexico because, honestly, well, that's touched the industries, right? So the industry that comes to mind is vehicle parts. $100 billion. I already knew that. A lot of manufacturing plants are going down there. A lot of vehicle parts companies are down there. So a lot of that makes sense to me. So the vehicle parts industry is one of the biggest in Mexico. Obviously, you got agricultural products and things of that sort. But the second one I'm going to say is machinery, parts and things of that sort, nuclear reactors. The list goes on and on and on and on for those parts. But machinery is about a $15 billion industry as well. And then last but not least is electronics. Electronic equipment, electronic products, whatever you want to say. That's about a $15 billion of imported goods coming to the United States that are electronic products. Now, Miss Claudia, the president, I do not know her last name, but the president of Mexico. I feel like they're going to, Trump and Claudia, I feel like they're going to come to the table and do good things, but not great things. And let me explain. Their relationship is not on a great standing right now due to her feeling like Trump has lied. Now, let me explain, okay? Claudia feels as if you know, Trump, right? Trump tweets. He sent out his tweets and things of that sort, to, you know, tell the U.S. and Americans what's going on, right? He's very really active on these platforms, right? So I would say, well, Trump said pretty much that Claudia agreed to shut down the southern border, which is very, even me reading it kind of don't make sense to me on why Claudia would agree to that, to shut down the southern border. Don't make sense. But let's rock with it. That's what Trump said. Trump said he's going to, well, she agreed to shut down the southern border. She's going to stop drug traffickers and, you know, immigrants, illegal aliens, immigrants, and no. They're not doing that. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. They're not stopping them, because the only thing they gotta do is hop on the train and they take it across the border, or they're bribing themselves over there. They're creating fake passports. They're doing anything and everything under the sun you can imagine to get over here to the great states of America. But one thing I would say that I feel like Claudia would kind of come to agreement with Trump. I can't really say it, but I would say the trade. I feel like the trade would be decent and good for both parties. But him taxing Mexico and putting tariffs on Mexico is probably going to put a sour taste in Claudia and her administration mouth, right? Because 25% is pretty penny, right? And she also said a tit for tat. So if he do go with this tax, she's going to do the same thing with USA products that's being imported into Mexico. So she's going to put a 25% tariff on us. So it's almost like a tit for tat with Mexico, right? With Mexico and the USA. It's almost like a tit for tat right now. So if Trump do it, obviously Claudia's going to do it. And no party is going to win. No party's going to win, or no party's going to benefit. So I feel like it's going to be just good. Just good relations, you know, shake hands, kiss babies, and call it a day, right? With them too, right? Now, this could start a trade war with Mexico and, you know, USA. And I feel like due to Trump's administration and due to Trump himself, he's going to try to get us the best deal. The best deal, hands down. I feel like Trump is going to do his, you know, do what he needs to do to help the American people at the end of the day, which is a guarantee, right? He should only care about Americans, in my opinion, because that's what he is coming off as to do, to serve us, right? So I feel like he's going to use the taxpayers' money wisely, hopefully efficiently. But the trade war between Mexico and Mexico and USA is going to be shaky. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. Even feel like the government, a lot of people are saying the government of Mexico is even allowing illegal immigrants to just pass through. So that can cause a problem too, because if Trump is pretty much telling, hey, Claudia, please get the Mexico government in order to prevent your population, including additional populations of different countries in the, you know, South Americas, to keep coming to your country to get to the USA. Please stop them as well. And I feel like due to you can say the corruption of Mexico, you can say the local police force, the local even military, is having trouble doing that and keeping a grasp on their country. So, and that's my opinion, right? So it's going to be a lot of work for Mexico, but it can be done. Definitely can be done, right? I just feel like she should try to come to the table understanding where Americans in Trump problems and understanding why these are causing bad things as well. And many say China is importing fentanyl and drugs through Mexico to get to the USA. Different conversation for a different day. But let's continue, right? Um, China, no, China. China is on standby. Now let me say that China is very smart. I feel like China is know what they're doing, right? Um, they didn't give out any additional details that I can find. Maybe y'all found it, y'all could put in the comment section and kind of help me out understand what China thought process is over there. But in my research, I found that China did agree to the fentanyl problem. Kind of weird that they agreed to it. Like, yeah, we understand that fentanyl is coming from China to the USA through Mexico, which is kind of strange from the Chinese government. They said, hey, they're going to have a death penalty. And they said that they're going to, whoever they catch is going to get the death penalty. But ain't nobody been catched that I seen and got a death penalty from China. So you can say, you know, the conspiracy theorists, you can go crazy with this one, right? But I feel like China is allowing this to happen in some way, because there's no way you can't catch nobody who's delivering all this fentanyl to the U.S. public and the U.S. population, right? Which will cause a trade war, definitely, because Trump did say it. He said, if you do not, if you do not come to the table, control, first of all, he's going to put tariff on them as well. But he's also going to add an additional 10% on top of that 25. To the point of even he's thinking about going up to 100% in tariffs. I don't think it's going to get to 100%. This is my personal opinion. But he said it, right? So he said, hey, look here. If you don't control the drug problem that's coming from China, if you don't come to the table and give us a great offer on trade relations, we're gonna tax y'all into oblivion. And to the point where, hey, he's gonna be like, China, you're not gonna be able to even operate in America. Now that can cause a problem. Now China, you know, did respond to that. They did say they would stop, you know, giving minerals and semiconductors to trade as well, which semiconductors are very important for all electronics. So that's a whole different beast for a whole different day. But the general gist of I feel like the tension between China and USA is growing. There's being threats made from the US side and being some threats coming from the Chinese side. But China is so smart that they're waiting to see what Trump gonna do. So Trump can say all he wants, 100% tariff if they don't comply, an additional 10% on top of the 25% coming to a 35% tax on China imported goods. But they have not really gave a lot of detail on that, right? On what he been saying directly to them. So I think they're just waiting, seeing what he gonna do in office. And once he do whatever he does in office, I feel like they're gonna retaliate. And but you can also say BRICS. They have been working with BRICS. BRICS has been growing about 30% growing. I think they got 30% of world trade, which is a significant amount because they just added some new countries. I think they added Egypt. They added I think it's Liberia. I can't remember, but they got Egypt. They got, I think, Iran too. They, you know, obviously India, you know, South Africa, Brazil, and all them good ones, right? So they're looking to replace the dollar, right? So which Trump also said, hey, if y'all trying to replace the US dollar with any of y'all currency or a BRICS currency, we're going to tax all of you at 100% tariff. So none of y'all can operate. And obviously Canada and, some of the other countries are going to, comply with America and keep using the dollar as the main currency because they have good relations. Once you have good relations, they're gonna stay. They're gonna stay. Canada's gonna stay. These other countries are gonna stay and use the currency. But BRICS are trying to break away from the U.S. currency. Sometimes using their own currency to trade with other countries, right? So, not even using U.S. to trade anymore between these countries. So Trump said he's gonna tax all of them. 100% everybody get taxed at 100%. So nobody's going to come into the USA and get none of the economic growth, none of the economic profits, none of the economic anything from the USA. Which could be, it could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing. But it's almost like in my opinion, it's a threat. It's a threat because it's a threat that can go left real quick or right real quick, right? So it can go good and they all just be like, you know what, you got it. Everybody be like, you know what, let's go ahead and just go ahead and suck it up. But sometimes, it can go left and they can be like, you know what, go ahead. We ain't gonna do business in America anyway, which is gonna have big trouble in America. America's gonna go, it's gonna be really bad for America if that happens, because then we're limited on who we can trade with. We're limited on who we can do business with. There's going to be a lot more, which can be a good thing. There's going to be a lot more inside company expansion. There's going to be a lot of U.S. companies coming back. There's going to be a lot of things of that sort in helping the U.S. economy. But other than that, Canada's on the train with USA. Mexico is kind of on the cuff. China is like, nah, we're good. Whatever y'all do, we're gonna do 10 times more. So China is just waiting. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this video to get more information on what Trump tariffs is looking like for these countries and how these countries responded. And pretty much that's about it. But go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.